There are moments when a life looks perfect from the outside and is already breaking from within. Her name was Shanann Catherine Watts. She was 34 years old, a wife, a mother, pregnant with her third child. From the outside, her life looked full. A neat house in Frederick, Colorado, 2 little girls with bright eyes and big personalities, a husband with a steady job, smiles frozen in family photos, Facebook videos full of laughter and positivity. But behind the camera, Shanann was tired. She had lived with chronic illness. She pushed through exhaustion every day, refusing to let pain define her. She worked hard, she loved hard, and she believed deeply in family. She believed in him. Chris Watts was quiet, soft-spoken, dependable. At least that's how he appeared. Shanann trusted him with her life, with her children, with her future. But marriages don't break all at once. They crack, slowly, silently. Shanann felt it before she could explain it. The distance, the coldness, the way his eyes stopped meeting hers, the way conversations became short, mechanical, empty. At night, lying beside him, she stared at the ceiling and wondered what had changed. She told friends she was scared, that her husband felt like a stranger, that she was pregnant and alone in her own home. Still, she tried. She planned trips, she sent messages, she fought for the marriage while carrying a child he no longer seemed to want. If stories like this matter to you, if telling the truth can help protect another family, consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing. These stories aren't told for shock, they're told so no one feels alone. Shanann never got the chance to finish telling hers. By the summer of 2018, the marriage was unraveling. Chris had changed his routine, lost weight, started caring about his appearance in ways he never had before. He stayed on his phone, guarded it, smiled at messages Shanann never saw. When Shanann confronted him, he denied everything. "I just need space," he said. Space, a word that sounds harmless until it isn't. Shanann was 6 weeks pregnant when Chris told her he wasn't sure he wanted the baby. For a woman already fighting for her marriage, those words cut deep. She cried to friends, sent long messages trying to understand where she went wrong. She blamed herself. She always did. What Shanann didn't know, what she couldn't know, was that Chris was already living another life, an affair, a secret relationship, late-night conversations filled with laughter and plans that didn't include his wife or children. He told the other woman he was separating, that his marriage was over, that he was trapped, but at home he played the role. He kissed his daughters goodnight, ate dinner at the table, slept beside his pregnant wife. The betrayal wasn't loud, it was patient, and it was deadly. August 13th, 2018. Shanann returned home from a business trip just after 1:48 a.m. Her friend dropped her off. She was exhausted, pregnant, emotionally drained. The house was quiet. By morning, Shanann was gone. Her phone, her purse, her car, her medication. So were her daughters, Bella, 4 years old, and Celeste, just 3. Shanann didn't disappear. She was erased. Friends knew immediately something was wrong. Shanann never missed appointments, never vanished without a word. Police arrived at the house within hours. Chris stood on the porch, arms folded, calm, too calm. She took the kids, he said. She left. But nothing inside the house supported his story. The beds were made, the shoes were still there, the girls' blankets lay untouched. And then the body cam footage began. Chris smiled at the camera, laughed nervously, scratched his neck, avoided eye contact. America watched a man pretend to be a worried husband while knowing his family would never come home. As the investigation intensified, Chris stepped into the public eye. He gave interviews, pleaded on television. "I just want them back," he said, but his words didn't match his body. Investigators noticed everything: the lack of urgency, the contradictions, the way he spoke about his daughters in the past tense. Then the evidence began to surface. Neighbors' surveillance footage, phone records, GPS data from his work truck. The walls closed in. During interrogation, detectives pressed gently at first, then harder. Chris's voice cracked, but not with grief, with fear. He failed a polygraph, and when confronted, he broke. Chris Watts confessed. Not all at once, not truthfully. At first, he blamed Shanann, said she hurt the children, said he reacted. But the truth, when it finally came, was worse than anyone imagined. He murdered his pregnant wife, then killed his daughters, then disposed of their bodies at his worksite. There is no justification, no explanation, no redemption for what he did, only accountability. Chris Watts pleaded guilty to avoid the death penalty. 5 life sentences, no parole. The courtroom was silent. Justice spoke, but it came too late for the innocent. The aftermath was unbearable. Shanann's parents buried their daughter, buried their grandchildren, buried a future that was stolen. They endured public scrutiny, online cruelty, conspiracy theories, but they stood firm. They spoke Shanann's name, Bella's name, Celeste's name. They refused to let the story center on the killer. Grief doesn't fade. It reshapes everything. As headlines faded, Shanann's story remained. A warning, a legacy. Her friends remembered her laughter, her determination, her love for her children. Domestic betrayal doesn't always announce itself with violence. Sometimes it whispers. And listening early can save lives. This story does not end in peace, it ends in truth. Justice was served not as comfort, but as acknowledgement. Shanann Watts mattered, Bella mattered, Celeste mattered, and the child she carried mattered. They are remembered not for how they died, but for who they were, and in remembering them honestly, we honor every family still fighting to be heard.